Back for round three, and I did say earlier that we went 3-1 in this, and this is the round that I lost. I lost it pretty, unspectacularly to Scapeshift, which is a matchup that I'm still trying to learn a lot more. And I mulliganed my first hand. I'm actually going to go back in here and show you. That's my cat in the background. She's adorable. And here's my hand. It is 3 non-blue sources, none of which can cast Serum Visions on any turns. So it's a miserable hand. I ship it right back because I do want and need a blue source in order to operate. I see Mountain, Tech Edge, Sulfur Falls, Pestermite, Flame Slash, Spell Snare. It's an okay hand. I decide to keep. He plays a Breeding Pool untapped and plays Serum Visions. At this point, he can be 2 decks. He can be Scapeshift and he can be Rug Twin. I'm hoping he's Rug Twin, but unfortunately that was not the case. I'm going to draw Island. I'm going to play Island first so I can represent Spell Snare. For a Soccer Tribe Elder, I do counter this. Soccer Tribe Elder is one of the few ramp spells that you can catch with Spell Snare. Another thing is Spell Snare hits Remand, Izzet Charm, Peer Through Depths, and Telling Time. Telling Time, Peer Through Depths aren't as important. Izzet Charm and Remand are important to hit if you're trying to go off on the combo. When I'm this far behind, I took a mulligan down to 6, and this hand isn't very well sculpted to deal with Scapeshift. I do want to prevent his mana development as much as I can. So I counter that. Untap, I draw land again, play Mountain, say go. He suspends Search for Tomorrow, holding up what represents Remand or, a Peer Through Depths or Telling Time. I draw, I play Sulfur Falls, and I just say go. He plays a Flooded Grove, and end of turn, I'm going to Pestermite. He's going to Remand, which is fine. Draw Forest. I'm going to play the Tectonic Edge here. Retrospect should have probably held it for another turn or so. Played the Forest or Island instead. Playing the Island would have helped represent Cryptic Command. So he's going to search for tomorrow. Grab a basic Island. And he's going to say go again. I'm going to try to Pestermite again. And he's going to Remand again. Okay. Draw another one. Play Forest, say go. Again, really should have been representing that Cryptic Command, even if I didn't have it. There was no point in playing that Forest. He thinks about doing some stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think he was thinking of, playing Scapeshift or something, but I do have the Tectonic Edge in hand that can, get rid of one of the lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would cause him to, Valakut when it triggers. It says, whenever a mountain enters the battlefield, if you control at least 5 other mountains, deal 3 damage. If 6 mountains enter the battlefield at the same time and you get rid of one of them, 5 mountains only see 5 mountains, so they don't trigger. And he's going to pass turn. I'm going to attempt to Pestermite. Tap his Flooded Grove. This is where he decides, okay, let's electrolyze. And I'm going to say no, let's not untap that. Take my turn, play Island, pass. He plays a Stomping Ground untapped. And end of turn, again, I'm going to cast another Pestermite, tap his Flooded Grove. This time it resolves. These Flame Slashes are just completely dead in this matchup. They hit absolutely nothing. So drawing one of those is essentially a waste to draw. I Spell Snare the Izzet Charm here, and the reason why I'm doing so is because I want to keep some pressure on board in case he does not have Scapeshift. He plays Soccer Tribe Elder. I'm going to Spell Snare here, and the reason why is because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. If he gets to an 8th land, he's just going to be able to Scapeshift and kill me immediately. So I Snapcast, Spell Snare, kill that, or counter that, and he passes turn. I draw Splinter Twin, and at this point in the game, when he's clearly representing, I can kill you in a turn or so, I really need to just go for it. So I do. He proves to me that he's much more disciplined than I was in this game. And Cryptic Commands, counter draws. bashing for 4. It really doesn't mean anything anymore at this point. He goes ahead and casts Scapeshift. In response, I Tectonic Edge the Valakut, which makes him grab another land. This way he only deals 18 damage to me instead of 20. But that ended up not mattering because he ends up floating exact mana for a second Scapeshift. And he's actually just going to do that. He's going to Valakut, deal 6, or deal 18 to me, play a second Scapeshift, get rid of just 1 land, and deal the last 3 points of the game. So that is the miserable Scapeshift matchup. I brought in Negates, Dispel, Counterflux for this matchup. I might have brought in Nature's Claim, and I might have brought in the Molten Rains. Pretty sure I did. Cards that were cut, I believe I cut Spell Snares, and Flame Slashes are dead cards, so they're gone. Tarmogoyfs aren't very good in this matchup because you really want to rely on comboing off in this one. The Tarmogoyfs get blocked infinitely by their Sakura Tribe Elders, and they are literally useless in this matchup. So game 2. I see Negate, Snapcaster, 4 lands as my opener. The double negate will be pretty useful, I think, against his Scapeshifts. So he mulligans down to 5 cards, and I feel pretty good about that. I play a land, say go. I fetch and return, grab Steam Vents, play another land. He suspends the Search for Tomorrow. I draw a Splitter Twin, which doesn't really do much for me right now. He goes ahead and suspends a second Search for Tomorrow. I draw yet another Splinter Twin. Right now, at this point, it's not really doing so much for me. I'm just kind of playing a waiting game right now. I kind of debate if I want to negate his Search for Tomorrows or not. I end up deciding that I do, with the reasoning that he did take a mulligan to 5. I want to stop his growth as much as I can here. So I negate the first Search for Tomorrow that comes off suspension. Plays a Cascade Bluffs and passes his turn. I draw a Lightning Bolt, so I play Mountain Pass. For the second Search for Tomorrow, I go ahead and cast Snapcaster onto Negate. Reason why is because I want to keep that second Negate as a surprise for later on. So I do this, and he decides that's important enough to remand. Grabs land number 5. Plays land number 6. Passes turn. So I Serum Visions here. I see a Molten Rain and an island. I really don't care about the island anymore. I do want the Molten Rain. So I keep the Molten Rain on top, but I do put the island on the bottom. Place Steam Vents tapped and just bash with Snapcaster. I can still negate and negate again through a remand, so I'm not really concerned. Right now, Valakut needs to hit 7 lands in order to kill me. He has 7 lands. He passes, and I draw Molten Rain. So I'm going to start by bashing, and then I'm going to Molten Rain, targeting Stomping Ground. I probably wanted to get rid of the Cascade Bluffs instead, but my idea for getting rid of the Stomping Ground was it's 1 less mountain that he's going to have when he combos off, so that might slow him a little bit more down from killing me. And taps, plays a land, says go. I bolt him end of turn because there's really no better target than his Dome for that. I draw a 3rd Splinter Twin, and that's terrible for me because these are completely dead in my hand at this point. My hand is essentially negate. And I still have negate mana up if I try to Splinter Twin for Snapcaster Mage. Later on in the game, I can grind some value and, Snapcast Bolt, Snapcast Molten Rain, Snapcast Serum Visions, and I do have 3 of them in hand, so I cast one. He responds with Electrolyze, and I decide it's worth fighting over. It resolves. I don't make a copy right now. I want to do it at the end of his turn to have a haste attacker for the next turn. He decides, yeah, fuck you, I'm just going to Scapeshift and kill you. Alright.